How's it going, film and TV fans? Welcome back to another review on the Off the Cuff Film Review YouTube channel and the start of another horror franchise, one that I discovered this year. Apologies for the really low quality video, that it's quite hard to find the trailer for this movie in any quality, let alone good. So, but yeah, we are covering what I'm going to be covering, the Final Destination franchise, Now, the first three movies, the soundtracks are not available, so they will have review themes, and then the fourth and fifth ones have soundtracks available, music by good old Brian Tyler. Yeah, Final Destination franchise again consists of 5 films: Final Destination, Final Destination 2, Final Destination 3, The Final Destination, and Final Destination 5. It's a franchise I discovered recently, but I say discovered, technically not true, because when I was younger I watched the third one because it had roller coasters on the front cover and a roller coaster scene, so I have fond nostalgic memories for the third one, and I had never seen any of the other ones before. So again, like I think it was last week while I was doing the Halloween, or something, just a while ago, I was watching these movies, watched them all. I had a copy of the first one on DVD that I found in the house, and then the others are all available in the United Kingdom. Not long ago, the first one was available on Prime Video, but it got taken off. And at the moment, the second, third, and fifth ones are on Prime Video in the UK, and the fourth one is on Netflix in the UK, which is funny because they now have Scream 4 and Final Destination 4 on their platform. That's really funny to me, but I like this movie. I think this franchise is one of the funniest horror movie franchises because the deaths are so over-exaggeratingly funny and over the top, and that's what's my favourite thing about it. But it's also, seeing certain things unfold in a way that were intriguing enough, and how stupid the deaths are as well. And here, I think characters, like I said, like Dead Meat has said, characters have never been Final Destination strong points, but I suppose they're decent here, and there's some really good kills here as well. To bring the topic back to something Dead Meat we discussed, that's the thing about these movies, is the kills are so fucking funny and over the top and fantastic, and for the most part, practical effects we will get into when they're not practical effects when we get to the tail end of this fucking franchise. But for the first two, at least, most of the effects are practical, with a little bit of help from digital effects, adding a few things in, but not being entirely digital, from essentially, I say from the third one onwards, it's not really, because the third one, everything was practical, but they kind of just put a lot of digital effects over it to make it look worse, whereas here, the digital effects, like in the first and second one, for instance, in the second one, there's a scene where birds, and then when they're shooting it, they had a few birds there, but they added more birds in post-production to make it look cooler, make it look more like he was being more serious about the amount of birds that was there. That kind of stuff is what I mean by using visual effects to enhance the sequence, instead of just using it to just cover up the practical effects like in the third one. But aside from that, I think this is a really fun movie. I think it's quite... It looks a little bit dated in some points, and it is very interesting to see American air travel be shown this way 1 year before 9/11, because this movie came out in 2000 and 9/11 was obviously in 2001. So yeah, and that's what I think is the most interesting thing to look at this movie. Is it is essentially a time capsule of literally, like I said, not too long before how air travel changed completely in the States and across the globe, really, and how that whole thing affected it. But one of the best parts about this movie, I think the single best part about this movie, is of course having horror legend and all-round awesome human being Tony fucking Todd in this movie as William Bloodworth, the coroner. Best part of these movies, he's really good in this one, and he's obviously, it's like a brief cameo sequence, but he's in the first one, he's in the second one, he has vocal cameos in the third one as a devil, not as William Bloodworth. He's not in the fourth one at all, and then he's in the fifth one, which is a track record of how good the franchise is, really. Where the ones he's in it as Bloodworth, they're really pretty good movies. The ones where he isn't Bloodworth but he's still in it, pretty good movie. One where he's not in it at all, fucking shit. For the most, well, I mean, we'll get to it. Anyway, I think Final Destination is one of my favourite horror franchises, and I think this and the fifth one are my favourite installments in the franchise. I think the second one is a good film as well, but it feels like it had less to work with because it had none of the cast, like only one person from the cast of the last one and stuff. The third one is a personal special for me because nostalgia and stuff. Fourth one's just not very good, let's be real. But hey, I look forward to giving my thoughts on the rest of this franchise as we go on. And as October's coming to an end, it means at the end of the month, we've got the Halloween Ends review, and then after that we will have the outros will go back to being the normal ones, and then in December we'll have a two special outros for December. So yeah, but away from that, I really love this movie. I think it's really fun, I'm not gonna lie. I really, really like the movie, I think. For me, it just feels like it is built in a different way, really, in a different world, per se. And I think Final Destination as a franchise as a whole is one that will be interesting to see other people talk about it, because it is one where it's very much, the horror isn't gory kills or, you know, violent murders. It's more the fact that, you know, this is everyday things, everyday life, and then suddenly one person sees something go wrong, and then everyone, you know, stuff like the fact that it feels the most real out of any kind of horror movie. Is really funny to me, I suppose. But yeah. Thanks so much for watching my review of the original Final Destination. Go check out the review theme, available now on all streaming platforms. And yeah, stay tuned tomorrow for my review of Final Destination 2. Bye bye for now.